Truck Stop Murder True Crime Podcast. I am Gary Howard. Thank you for tuning in. If you're a return listener, if you're a new listener, let me tell you what I do. I am a long haul truck driver. I travel the 48 continental states, and during that time, I have to stay at truck stops for a 10-hour break or 30-minute break. And on this podcast, I'll talk about what's to eat at that podcast, what people think about it, just anything you might need to know about this travel plaza, as they're called now. They're not truck travel centers. That's what they're called now, and they're not no longer truck stops because everybody comes here, RVs, everything. And I'll talk about that if that's something you enjoy and want to know more. I'll also talk a murder, of course, the murder part. I talk about a murder that happens nearby. I try to stay within about 15 miles of it, but sometimes I might have to venture away from there. But I do try to stay close by to to the truck stop where I'm staying at. And today I'm not there. This was in Auburn, with Aurora, Colorado. And these are the truck stops I love to cover because everybody hates this place. Usually, some of them they're 50-50. Some people like them, some people don't. Some truck stops say just amazing, but this place, oh my God, everybody hates it. I don't know. Well, you'll find out. You'll see if there's any five-star reviews, but there's a lot of one-star reviews. So, without further ado, let me start. Where we're going today is the Flying J Travel Center number 619. It's on I-78 285 exit going into Denver right there. And it has 149 spots, but being by Denver is usually, I've been there a few times. So I have been here. Right now I'm up in Washington. I've been here, and some of the reviews are pretty accurate. It's paid spots, or there's 46 paid spots, so 103, 6, I mean, yeah, 103, free spots, but they're always taken up. And it's $20 a night, and it has all the stuff: truck stop, paid parking, shower, Wi-Fi, scales, of course. The address is 16751 East 32nd Avenue, Aurora, Colorado. And if you're traveling through there, what is there to eat? Just say if you're going to Colorado and you just happen to be traveling through here, there's, of course, as all Flying J's have, a Denny's. Yep. A lot of, if pilots are the ones, pilots and Flying J's are connected to each other, but usually if you want something different than Denny's, you would have to go to Pilot. But Flying J's usually have Denny's connected to them. Now they do have their regular food, truck stop food like pizzas, hot dogs, and stuff like that. Now outside of it, there's this place, a Mexican restaurant called Pepperoni's, and then there's the Burger Den, Flying J's food, Dunkin' Donuts. Now that's a one-star review, only one. You know, they probably have the Dunkin' Donuts inside the truck stop. A lot of truck stops where they have the coffee area and donuts. So Dunkin' Donuts probably supplies them with the donuts, and they just buy the coffee beans from them. So you got your coffee, got your donuts. Let's see what other truck drivers think about this place. The reviews of the Flying J Travel Center 619. Now I'm gonna read it as they say it. So if I don't make no sense, normally I don't make sense, but this is them. So it's starting off with a one-star review. Worst truck stop ever. Security is corrupt and pulling gun on truck drivers. When brought to management attention, they just trespass drivers from ever coming back. Okay, so they pull a gun on you and just, okay, bye. Avoid this place. Another one-star review. Unless they give a name, it's going to be anonymous user. Avoid this place like the plague. Everything from the lot to the bathrooms are dirty and the staff are rude. Okay, another one-star review. Accident waiting to happen. How crammed everything is in there. Yeah, it is a tight parking spot. I mean, you can make it in there, but it is pretty tight. Another one-star review by ZKidPIY15R. The parking lot is nasty with lots of trash everywhere, drop trailers everywhere, and trucks parked in non-parking areas. Once parked here, good luck getting out and not getting hit. Okay? Impossible, another one-star review. NB, I'm not even going to say their names. It's just ridiculous, random numbers and letters. Impossible to park. Hate coming here. Our company only uses Pilot and Flying J fuel. Only come here when I have no choice. Which, Yeah, right around that area, you don't really have much of a choice to park. You either have there or you have the Commerce City has a TA, which is a bigger parking lot. Now, majority of it's paid, but there's your parking situation is pretty tight in Denver. So either them two places or just stop way ahead of time. Now there is one Love's that's north of there on, and I can't think of the highway. I think I want to say it's 78. That usually has a lot of openings, but they're like an hour north. But I usually park at the TA, even though I hate TA and Petros. I like going there because I have to pay for parking, but it puts me near my customers where I need to be. All right, let's back to reviews. The Black Unicorn says, "Do not even try it ever." Okay, it's too tight and full. A lot of people are saying the parking is too tight, but if you know how to drive and back up a trailer and have confidence in yourself and you like your job, you should be able to sneak right in there. Okay, another one. Save your money on the reserves at this location. These people do not help you get the parking. Waste of $22. I was better off parking like the rest and getting a free reserve. TA's, there you go. TA's better. With TA is better, has better location as well. And you like to smoke your bud? There's like three dispensaries around there. Oh, here you go. 5-star review. Parking, food, restaurant. That is all. They didn't even. Okay. I'm going to go with two more reviews and I'm going to go on to the rest of the story. Now, here's a 2-star review. World War II truck stop. Okay. Here's the last one. Second time. Wait, no, I'll go with this. Waited 7 hours for reserved parking. Too many trucks parked for days. Trucks coming in and out. Drivers parked by the curb on the parking lot, making it impossible to get out or back in. Showers not clean. But yeah, a lot of people, a lot of these places, what they'll do is they'll run their clock out and they'll get there thinking there's paid parking, and they don't use. I'm guessing they don't use Trucker's Path to kind of get an idea. But then again, we need to update it too as truck drivers. If we want to rely on Trucker's Path, we need to update it ourselves too. And a lot of people don't do it, or they put the false information on. Hell, when he was going there, say a driver goes there and says it's full, and some asshole just being a little being a dickhead and saying it's full when it's full when it's wait. Let me repeat that. I'm saying the opposite. They say there's a lot of spots, but when you get there, it's filled and you ain't got no time left, you have to make your own parking spot. And the way Flying J and Poly are, if you do reserve and it gets nighttime and you can just park in a reserved spot, they will not run you out because they're not allowed to go out there and run people off. So you're just out of spot. You have to make your own spot, and there you have it. All right, well, there's the Flying J. I could go on and on with the 1-star review, but then it'll just be the whole podcast of me telling you about how bad truck drivers hate this place. Now, let's get on to a murder. By the way, I did the TA when I did the Aurora theater shooting, I believe. It's been a while back ago. If you want to go check that out, there's Aurora Truck Stop Murder and True Crime Podcast, Aurora theater shooting. But today we'll be talking about right down the road from there. We're going to talk about the Chuck E. Cheese shoot murders, or as Wikipedia states, 1993 Aurora, Colorado shooting. On December 14th, 1993, 4 employees were shot and killed, and a fifth employee was seriously injured at Chuck E. Cheese's restaurant in Aurora, Colorado, United States. The perpetrator, 19-year-old Nathan Dunlap, a former employee of the restaurant, was frustrated about being fired 5 months prior to the shooting and sought revenge by committing the attack. He fled the scene of the shooting and stolen money and restaurant items. At the time, Chuck E. Cheese massacre was the deadliest shooting. It surpassed by 6 years later of the Columbine shooting, which Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold killed 15 people at the school in 1999. But then that was surpassed in 2012. Well, it wasn't surpassed. It came close to it. But the one I did at James Holmes, the theater shooting, killed 12 people. So that was worse than what I'm going to talk about now. And maybe I've already covered that one, but eventually, I don't know. I'm thinking about doing the Columbine shooting, but so many people's done it. There's really no justice I could give it. But yeah, so let's talk about this individual. Who is Nathan Dunlap? Nathan Gerald Dunlap was raised by his adoptive father and biological mother, who married each other when Nathan was a few months old. He had never met his biological father. Dunlap was raised in Chicago, Illinois, Memphis, Tennessee, and Michigan, and then moved to Colorado in 1984. Dunlap's mother struggled with mental health issues and was diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. At least twice in Dunlap's junior high school year, he attempted suicide. When Dunlap was 14, his adoptive father asked a psychiatrist at Overland High School to evaluate him, and testing revealed signs of hypomania. No further treatment or formal diagnostic was applied. He committed several armed robberies at the age of 15 using a golf club and then firearms. He spent time incarcerated in a juvenile detention center, and due to erratic episodes, he was sent to a psychiatric hospital. When released, he began selling drugs. Dunlap was arrested 5 times on misdemeanor offenses in 1993. Dunlap began working at the restaurant in May 1993 and was fired in July after a disagreement he had with his supervisor over scheduling hours. They weren't giving him enough hours. Acquaintance of Dunlap said he was frustrated over the firing and told a former coworker that he planned to get even about the termination. So on December 14th, 1993, Nathan Dunlap entered a restaurant at 9 p.m., where he ordered a ham and cheese sandwich and played an arcade game. He then hid in the restroom at 9:50. He exited the restroom after closing at 10:05 and shot 5 employees. Dunlap first shot Sylvia Crowell, 19, who was cleaning a salad bar. She was hit from close range in the right ear and was mortally wounded. Ben Grant, 17, was fatally shot near the left eye as he was vacuuming. Colin O'Connor, 17, pleaded for his life and sank to her knees, but Dunlap fatally shot her once through the top of the head. Bobby Stevens, 20, the lone survivor of the shooting, returned to the restaurant after taking a smoke break outside, thinking the noise that he heard was inside the restaurant where children were popping balloons nearby. As Stevens walked in the restaurant, unloaded utensils in the dishwasher, Dunlap came through the kitchen door, raised a handgun at him, and fired a shot that struck Stevens in the jaw. Stevens fell to the floor and played dead, which I've always had. How can somebody do that? Just, have a bullet wound in their head, in their arm or chest, whatever. I've done other episodes where they have the mindset just fall over and act like they're dead. I don't know if I could do that. There's a question. If when you listen to this, if you get this far, let me know in my Facebook group. Would you think you'd be able to do this? Just get shot in the head or anywhere and just act like you're dead. But yeah, Dunlap then forced Marge Holgerberg, 50, the store manager, to unlock the safe. After she opened it, Dunlap shot her in the ear. He was taking the cash out of the safe. Dunlap fired a second fatal shot through her other ear after he noticed she was still moving. The manager who fired Dunlap was not present at the restaurant, so none of these people knew. They might not even know him, knew who he was. Had nothing to do with his firing. Stevens escaped through the back door and walked into the nearby Pillbound apartment complex, where he pounded on the door to alert someone that he and the others had been shot at the restaurant. Stevens was hospitalized at Denver General Hospital in fair condition. As authorities arrived on the scene, they found 2 bodies in the restaurant's hallway, a third in a room off the highway in the hallway, and the fourth in the manager's office. Crowell was sent to Denver General Hospital, where he was declared brain dead. She died from her injuries the next day at the Aurora Regional Medical Center. Of course, Dunlap fled with the scene with $1,500 worth of cash and game tokens. I guess he was planning on going back and playing some games after he killed all these people. He stole them from inside the restaurant. He was arrested at his mother's house just 12 hours later. Dunlap was found guilty of 4 counts of first-degree murder, attempted murder, robbery, and burglary. In 1996, on May 17th of that year, Dunlap was sentenced to death for an additional 108 years. During his sentencing, he swore repeatedly in an outburst that lasted for 3 minutes. In 2008, Dunlap filed a habeas corpus petition with the federal district court, arguing that his trial attorney was ineffective by not presenting a defense on his medical health issues and child abuse. In August 2010, the federal appeal was rejected. Senior U.S. District Judge John L. Kane wrote that Dunlap was fairly tried, competently representative, and justifiably sentenced to death. On April 16, 2012, the 10th Circuit Court of Appeals denied Dunlap's appeal of his death sentence. Dunlap's lawyers argued before the 10th Circuit Court that Dunlap's trial lawyers was negligent, ineffective, let's go with that, during the sentencing by providing evidence that Dunlap suffers from a mental illness. They argue that if the jurors heard evidence of Dunlap's mental illness, this would spare Dunlap from being sentenced to death. On May 1st, 2013, Judge William Sylvester announced that the execution date of Dunlap would be in mid-August 2013. On May 22nd, 2013, Dunlap's execution was put on hold as Colorado Governor John Hickenlooper decided, if that's how you say it, Hickenlooper, Hickenlooper, decided against executing Dunlap as grant him clemency, and instead of signing a temporary reprieve in 2013, the reprieve meant that as long as Hickenlooper was governor, Dunlap would not likely be executed. According to the governor, one of the reasons that he did not choose full clemency was because Dunlap would have to remain segregated from the rest of the prison population. Groups including the NAACP contacted him requesting the sparing of Dunlap's life, arguing that the death penalty is disproportional, opposed on African Americans and Hispanics. The reprieve also meant that unless the governor issued a new executive order, the status of the execution and clemency request will remain on hold. Hickenlooper was constitutionally limited from running for a third term. So on November 6, 2018, Jared Polis was elected governor. During the campaign, Polis said he intended to sign a bill repealing the death penalty in Colorado. Regarding the Dunlap case, Polis said he had no problem following the current law and that he did not think it was appropriate to comment on a specific case during a campaign before actually becoming governor or reviewing a case to make an informed decision. So on March 23rd, 2020, Polis signed a bill repealing the death penalty. Polis also commuted the sentence for all three men on death rows, including Dunlap, to life without parole. So Dunlap remains incarcerated in the Colorado State Penitentiary in Canyon City. So there he is, locked up for life, will never see life out of prison. My daughter Dahlia told me about this case, but she said Five Nights at Freddy's it was based on, which they couldn't be no different. I have not seen this movie yet. It's on Prime Video right now. It's 5.5 star reviews on IMDb. But it's more of like a scary movie. I haven't seen it yet, but the summary says a troubled security guard begins working at Freddy's Fazbear's Pizza. During his first night on the job, he realizes that the night shift won't be so easy to get through. Pretty soon, he will unveil what actually happened. So yeah, in 2002, this movie came out last year, 2023. Let's see what this one person says about it. In year 2000, a desperate young man takes a job at the infamous long-abandoned pizzeria with a dark past, bringing his little sister along as they uncover the restless spirits and vengeful animatronics within. They must confront their own haunted memories with the help of police officers, economic police officers. The battle to save their souls and unravel the sinister secrets lurking at Freddy's Pizza. So I guess it's kind of like Chuck E. Cheese with all the big bear and everything going all evil on your ass and you're trying to get out. But yeah, I have not seen the movie yet. I tried to watch it with my daughter Dahlia, but she already saw it. So anyhow, there you go. There's the Chuck E. Cheese murder in Aurora, Colorado, if you like that. And if you're still here listening to me babble on and on and on, thank you for listening. Go rate and review anywhere you listen to this at the time. Also, join my Facebook group at Trucks.Murder and True Crime, or you can email me at trucks.murder@gmail.com. I think it is. I haven't seen it in a while. Trucks.murder@gmail.com. Also, what are you going to be doing? And matter of fact, since I'm covering a case in Denver, you know what else is going on in Denver? The True Crime Podcast Paranormal Festival. This is the third year I've went, and I'll put the link in the descriptions below. The date of this is July 12th to the 14th in Denver, Colorado. I will be there along with a bunch of other podcasters there and YouTubers there. I just saw, if you like John Lorden, he'll be there. I'm trying to talk Gray to go in. So hopefully, I mean, there's a lot of podcasters there. Even if Gray don't show up, there's still a lot, which I'm hoping he does. But John Lorner will be there. Trailwind Cole's going to be there. Of course, my friend Lainey Hobbs will be there. She's running the place, and I will be there too to do a panel with, unless she changes her mind, Nina Instead from the Already Gone podcast. I hope to see you there. And if you do enjoy me, like to support me more, better equipment, or maybe so I can stop truck driving and maybe do this full time, you can support me at Patreon Truck Stop Murder and True Crime, or you could do a one-time help on PayPal at truckstopmurder@gmail.com. So thank you for joining me, and like I always say, you can't fix stupid, but you can sure numb it with the 2x4. I am out of here.